One thing that has helped me become successful is being consistent with showing up to do the work every single day. This is something that has been so powerful for me, and it's made all the difference in my success. And when I say doing the work, I don't just mean working out. Obviously, if you want to get physically fit, then yeah, working out is part of it. But also eating right, it says. Do the work, not do the work today. There's times where, things come up and you can't always do everything perfectly. But I think the key is to try to do your best to live as healthy of a lifestyle as possible, as perfect of a lifestyle as possible, but not be so hard on yourself that when you slip up, you quit altogether. They'll show up and they'll do a great job, and then they won't follow through. And that's the big difference between the people who succeed and the people who don't. And then go back to living their old lifestyle, which ultimately leads them right back to where they started. So many people think that success is a destination, but really success is a journey. It's not something you arrive at. Success is something you experience every single day. You have to really concentrate on doing the exercises correctly. But over time, as you get stronger, as you get better, it becomes second nature. You don't even have to think about it anymore. Your body just knows what to do. That's the idea. Just be consistent with it. Don't quit, and you will see results. Obviously, there's exceptions to every rule. There's people that quit and they end up winning. But I think for the most part, if you want to be successful at anything, then you can't quit. You have to stick with it no matter what. You want to get to a point where doing these healthy things becomes second nature. Because that is the only way you're going to be able to keep this weight off. I forget who said it, but they said, most people overestimate what they can get done in a year and underestimate what they can do in a decade. And eventually, you'll get there. You'll be successful. You'll achieve your goals. You'll live the life that you're after. And I thought that was so true. It looks like showing up every day and doing the work. When you first start out, it might be difficult to do the work, but over time it'll become easier. You'll find that it becomes second nature. You don't even have to think about it anymore. It's unfortunate because all it takes is just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer and you'll be successful. There's days where I would rather watch TV or play video games instead of working out. You may not see them right away, but over time you will see them. And you set these big goals, but then you don't achieve them. You don't accomplish them within the time frame that you wanted to. I know I've done that in the past. I've set goals for myself, and I had these deadlines in my head, and I didn't accomplish them by those deadlines. You will notice that you have more energy, you have less stress, you sleep better, you think better, you look better, you feel better, and the same holds true for everything else in life. Whether it's your career, whether it's your relationships, your financial situation, whatever it is, if you just stick with it long enough, if you just continue doing the work, then you will eventually be successful. All those things will happen if you just do the work. But I know that if I do these things, then I'll continue to reap the benefits of working out. So I push through those days, and I just do the work. The biggest problem is that too many people give up. They quit when they're not seeing immediate results. They want to see results right away. Now the cool thing is that as you start to put in the work, as you start to do these healthy things, as you start to make progress, you'll find that it becomes easier and easier to continue doing these things. You'll find that it eventually becomes your lifestyle, which is the ultimate goal. You want to be able to do these things consistently without even thinking about it anymore. They want to put in minimal effort and get maximum results. And that's just not how life works. You have to start making these changes, and then eventually it'll become your new normal. And she said, I'm already doing that. And I said, you're not. If you were, then you wouldn't have put all this weight back on. You wouldn't have yo-yoed this weight back and forth like this. If you were serious about making a lifestyle change, then you would have kept the weight off. And then she finally admitted to me that no, she wasn't actually doing that. She wasn't making those lifestyle changes. And once she did make those lifestyle changes, she was able to keep the weight off. And then tomorrow? No, it says every day, which means consistently. Getting enough sleep, managing your stress levels, all those things are included under the umbrella of doing the work. And what I really like about this quote is that it does just tell us to do the work, but it also tells us that we should be consistent with it. And there's a lot of people that will do the work. She would come in and she would work her butt off every time she trained. She was very overweight, and so she would come in and she would do these weight loss boot camps, and she would lose tons of weight. and then she would start to gain some of it back. And then she would come back in and lose more weight and gain some of it back. Now, obviously life gets in the way. I used to train a woman named Jennifer. Jennifer was awesome. I remember talking to her one time and I said, you know, you need to start changing your lifestyle. A lot of people just want quick fixes. They want to go on a diet for 6 weeks, get in shape, get the body they want. So it's the small things that you do every single day, good or bad, that lead to either success or failure. If you want to be successful at anything in life, it requires putting in the work. Now, it's almost like when you first start working out, you have to really focus on what you're doing. And it's not always easy. Trust me, there's days where I don't feel like doing anything. You can't expect to do the work and not see any results. The results may not be immediate. So I encourage you, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your goals are, whether it's losing weight, getting stronger, improving your health, whatever it is, just do the work. There's a saying, quitters never win and winners never quit. And what does sticking with it look like? It reminds me of something that I read recently. How many of you have set goals for yourselves, whether it's fitness goals, financial goals, relationship goals, career goals? But here's the thing. If you had just stuck with it, if you had just continued doing the work, then you would have eventually achieved your goals. But here's the thing. Too many people quit before they become successful. They quit before they reach their goals. Quit before they achieve their dreams. I encourage you to stick with it. Don't quit. Keep doing the work. Keep putting in the effort. I hope that helps.